Hello, boys and girls. I am Mr. Brady.
I'm Miss Armstrong.
Okay, and today we're getting to the finish line. We are working with our rough copy. And at this point, you probably wrote it once. You probably wrote it twice. You might even have written it 3 times because every time you rewrite your rough copy, it becomes better and better and better. Today, we're going to be talking about how your informational writing will wrap up, which would be known as the conclusion. So today is our last day with revising. So we're going to be working on page 22, maybe 23, 24, 25, somewhere in there, wherever you have your most recent rough draft. So today's our last day of revising, and we're going to focus on our conclusion paragraph. This paragraph is very important because it's the last words that our readers are going to read. It is what they will remember the most about our report. So we're going to take a look today at this mentor text, and it's labeled Bill Gates. I love how this mentor text has an introduction paragraph. It also has a conclusion paragraph, and it has 3 nice size body paragraphs or subtopic paragraphs that are filled with detail. Let's take a look at this together. Have you ever wondered if things that interest you right now as a kid could later develop into ideas that make you a billionaire? That's how it all started for Bill Gates, the builder of the world's largest software business, Microsoft. As a child, Bill Gates was an excellent reader and would spend hours reading books like the encyclopedia. He had a competitive nature and enjoyed playing board games with his family and friends. Bill began showing an interest in computers when he was about 13 years old. His parents enrolled him at an exclusive preparatory school called Lakeside. When Bill was growing up, schools didn't have computers like today. Using money they raised from a fundraiser, Lakeside bought time on a computer for their students to use. Bill really enjoyed his time on the computer and wrote a tic-tac-toe program that allowed users to play on the computer. At Lakeside, Bill befriended a man by the name of Paul Allen. Bill and Paul had many things in common, with the biggest being their love for computer programming. At the age of 15, Bill and Paul went into business with one another, developing Trafodata, a computer program that would monitor Seattle's traffic patterns. They were paid $20,000 for this program. After graduating from Lakeside, the boys wanted to open their own business together, but went their separate ways attending different colleges. However, they stayed in touch and later began working together again on a software program that would run the Altair 8800, a mini computer kit. The program was a big success and the duo was hired to work together for the company. In 1975, Bill and Paul became together to form a company called Microsoft, blending the words microcomputer and software.
A little later, they changed the company name to Microsoft and moved to Washington. In 1980, IBM, a hugely popular technology company, asked Microsoft to write software to run the personal computers that they sold. Bill and Paul made a deal with IBM where they would make money off each computer IBM sold using their software. Later, they sold their software to all computer companies that sold personal computers. These deals helped Microsoft grow from 25 employees in 1978 to over 90,000 employees today. Microsoft has continued to make popular software programs that we use today, like PowerPoint and Word. Bill's continuous success has made him one of the richest men in the world with $61 billion in assets. Clearly, with hard work, determination, innovation, and a special interest, success can be well within your reach. Bill Gates worked hard in school and started his own business while he was still in his teens. Before long, he had built the largest software business in the world. What will Bill Gates do next?
I really like the ending to that passage. Let me read that one more time. The conclusion started with a word I don't hear often. Clearly. I like how they use that transition word. Clearly, with hard work, determination, innovation, and a special interest, success can be well within your reach. Bill Gates worked hard in school and started his own business while still in his teens. Before long, he had built the largest software business in the world. What will Bill Gates do next? In just a moment, you're going to be working with Mrs. Armstrong on page 16 in your informational writing notebook. What you're going to do is you're going to look at what needs to be included in a conclusion paragraph. For example, a wonderful transition word is a great way to start.
Okay, so again, we're on page 16. And we're talking about the conclusions. So a good way to start, like Mr. Brady said, is to use a transitional phrase. Yesterday we talked about transitions. Here they are. Transitions look like this. So starting with one of these looks great for the conclusion. Some good ones are in summary, in conclusion, as you can see clearly, it is clear that. Those are great ways to start conclusions. You can repeat some of the main ideas of of whatever your topic is. You can end with a question or a quote. You can, so the conclusion might be similar to the introduction paragraph, but worded differently. So this is kind of like telling you exactly step by step how to do the conclusion. So you start with the transitional phrase. Here are some examples of those. You can repeat the main ideas, so just maybe like reword your topic sentences from each subtopic. Do not give more examples, do not give more details in the conclusion. That's not what that's for. They had their moment in their subtopic paragraph. And then we're going to end with a question or a quote. And then the conclusion is going to sound a little bit like the introduction paragraph, but it's just going to, the words are going to be just a little bit differently. We're paraphrasing, basically, our introduction paragraph for the conclusion.
I like that in the mentor text, Bill Gates, they used about 3 to 4 sentences in their conclusion. So when you're writing your conclusion, you should be right around 3 to 4 sentences, starting off with a nice transitional phrase, repeating the main idea or the topic that you chose to inform your reader about, maybe end with a really neat question or a quote. The way that Bill Gates wrapped it up was, what will Bill Gates do next?
Okay, so this is what we're working on today.